Jewish rabbis claim that Benjamin Netanyahu winning the Israeli election is a sign that he will usher in the Jewish Messiah. On November 3rd, 2022, Benjamin Netanyahu wins the election as Israel's prime minister 16 months after being defeated. For some reason, there's a lot of Jewish rabbis that claim that Benjamin Netanyahu will be a precursor to the coming of the Messiah. But there's also rabbis who claim that he is a type of Messiah, even a fulfillment of this two-stage coming Messiah that I've touched on in recent videos, the Mashiach ben Yosef and the Mashiach ben David, but I'll get into that in a bit. First, I wanted to point this out. Israeli rabbi says he's already holding meetings with Messiah. This was September 29th, 2022, and of course they are looking for a Messiah who is not Jesus Christ. And this is why it interests me, because I believe it will fulfill the prophecies, the Bible prophecies of the Antichrist and the false prophet, since they do not accept the clear truth that Jesus is the Messiah. And in this article written before Netanyahu won the election, it says, decades ago, Rabbi Yitzchak Yurdi, one of modern Israel's most revered sages, as well as the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rabbi Menachem Schneerson, both predicted that Benjamin Netanyahu would be the state of Israel's last prime minister prior to the Messianic age. A great many, if most of the ultra-Orthodox Jews in Israel continue to believe that to be true. As Israel's last round of elections near November 1st, 2022, Netanyahu again looks poised for victory. Of course, as we know, he has won that. Now here's a clip with a prominent rabbi and Benjamin Netanyahu talking, and as you'll see, the rabbi says that Benjamin Netanyahu needs to do more to usher in the coming of the Messiah. This is an old clip, but all of this kind of plays together, so I wanted to play this as well. Here's that clip.
בכל העניינים. מה שישראל לאחרונה ניתצו כמה עניינים. מה שלא יאות, וגם משהו שעדיין משיח ליבו. אז הייתה משהו ומה הביאתו. עושים. הכנראה שהיא מספיק, כאילו שהיום כבר כמה שוד בגיל עדיין ליבו. אבל יש עוד כמה שעות, אבל יש להשתדל גם היום, בצורה טובה. זה simple to live.
So as you can see, that rabbi telling Benjamin Netanyahu to usher in the Messiah, the Mashiach, he hasn't come, and they need to do more to usher him coming in. Towards the end of the video, I'll show the absolute proofs that Jesus Christ fulfilled the messianic prophecies of the Old Testament. But first, I want to point out two more things that tie Netanyahu to the coming of the Messiah, or the Jewish Messiah, not Jesus Christ. In this article from November 19th, 2018, it says Netanyahu holding the keys for the Messiah. And I'll read a paragraph from this article, and it says, "It really pains me as a friend, as a brother, as a close friend to see how many people constantly spill Netanyahu's blood," Rabbi Schneerson confided in Nakshan. "But I have a surprise for you. He's going to come out of it and he'll stand tall on God's side. He has a promise from the rabbi and he's going to make it through this. We've seen it happen up till now, and that's how it's going to be as well. He will make it through this and we will continue, and I hope he'll be able to hand his keys over to Mashiach, the Messiah, and we'll have the complete and true redemption." Here's another article from 2018, and it's tied to the same concept, and it says Netanyahu will hand scepter to Messiah, the son of David. And this has some very interesting things to say, tying Netanyahu to the coming of the Jewish Messiah, again, what I believe will be the Antichrist or the false prophet. And this article says the Shem Meshmel discusses the Jewish tradition of a two-stage process for Messiah. The first stage, referred to as Mashiach ben Yosef, is a practical, mundane process that includes the ingathering of the exiles and building up the land of Israel. The second stage is a miraculous process which includes the reestablishment of the Davidic dynasty and the completion of the third temple. It is written in the Shem Mishmel that in the future Jonathan will come in the reincarnation of Moshiach ben Yosef, Messiah from the house of Joseph, and it is in the end of days that he will serve as the second to the Mashiach ben David, Messiah from the house of David, which will be the reincarnation of David. At that time he will fulfill his promise to serve as David's second in command. Even within Mashiach ben Yosef there are two divisions, Rabbi Sherdri said. This is a leader in the material world. Netanyahu is clearly fulfilling this function. In addition, there is also a corresponding spiritual Mashiach ben Yosef whose function is to prepare the spiritual groundwork to make the world ready to receive the much more powerful light of Mashiach ben David. So as you can see, they've got many traditions of men really that they've created through the years outside of scripture, outside of what we know to be the biblical truth, or even what would be considered Torah truth to them. And they create these processes where they create all these different Mashiachs, these different levels, and these different types of Mashiachs that are coming, which really, again, makes it very interesting in correlation with Bible prophecy, saying that there'll be two Messiahs coming. And then within Bible prophecy, we know there's an Antichrist and false prophet coming.